What if I told you that the humble hatchback, the small, practical car that so many of us have a personal connection with, is now standing at one of the most pivotal crossroads in its century-long journey? Imagine a vehicle that shaped post-war economies, revolutionized urban commuting, and turned practicality into an art form. Yet, as the 21st century barrels forward, this beloved body style faces both existential threats and unprecedented opportunities. Could the hatchback, often overshadowed by towering SUVs and flashy electric crossovers, be about to lead the next great revolution in how we move through our cities? Why are global automakers pouring tens of billions of dollars, yes, tens of billions, into a format some have called outdated? And could these compact cars, once dismissed as basic runabouts, be poised to leapfrog the competition in technology, sustainability, and urban relevance? To truly appreciate where hatchbacks are heading, we need to rewind to the origins of this remarkable design. While the first hints of a hatchback can be traced back to the early 20th century, it was after the devastation of the Second World War that the concept really took off. Societies in recovery needed vehicles that could do more with less space, less fuel, less money. Enter the hatchback, a clever, compact car with a rear door that cleverly integrated the back window, maximizing cargo space and flexibility. This design was not just practical. It was revolutionary, providing families and city dwellers with a car that could haul groceries, luggage, or even furniture, all while squeezing into tight urban parking spots. The 1970s saw the world thrown into an energy crisis. Oil prices soared, and suddenly, efficiency was king. Models like the Volkswagen Golf and Renault 5 became symbols of resilience and ingenuity. These cars didn't just offer fuel savings. They captured the spirit of an entire generation, seeking smarter, more sustainable ways to get around. The hatchback's blend of affordability, practicality, and clever packaging propelled it to global stardom. By the late 70s and early 80s, the streets of Europe, Japan, and even parts of North America were teeming with these versatile little cars. But the hatchback story doesn't end with practicality. In the 1980s, a new phenomenon took hold: the hot hatch. Cars like the Volkswagen Golf GTI, Peugeot 205 GTI, and Ford Escort XR3, I transformed the hatchback from a sensible family choice into an object of pure driving passion. Suddenly, you could have performance and practicality in one package. Young drivers, car enthusiasts, and even racing teams embraced these feisty machines. The hot hatch wasn't just a car. It was a cultural movement, immortalized in movies, music videos, and rally stages across the continent. As time marched on, the hatchback evolved again. The 1990s and 2000s saw technology seep into every corner of the segment. Safety features improved dramatically, with airbags, anti-lock brakes, and electronic stability control becoming standard on many models. Design, too, became more sophisticated. Sleeker lines, better aerodynamics, and interiors that rivaled luxury sedans for comfort and tech. The hatchback proved it could adapt, thriving in markets where space, efficiency, and affordability were prized. Yet the real storm was still to come. The dawn of the 21st century brought the rise of the SUV and the crossover. Bigger, bolder, and often marketed as safer, these vehicles quickly captured the imagination of car buyers everywhere. Sales of hatchbacks, especially in North America and parts of Asia, began to slide. Automakers shifted resources to the booming crossover market, and some even declared the hatchback era over. But here's the twist. In dense, crowded urban centers, think Paris, Tokyo, London, Mumbai, the hatchback never lost its edge. Its compact footprint, low running costs, and unmatched maneuverability kept it relevant, especially for those who valued substance over flash. Now, in the roaring 20s of the new millennium, the hatchback is facing its greatest transformation yet. The automotive world is being reshaped by three massive forces: electrification, digital connectivity, and evolving patterns of car ownership. Governments, especially in Europe and parts of Asia, are rolling out stricter emission standards like Euro 7, pushing automakers to invest heavily in cleaner engines and electric drivetrains. In response, car makers are channeling billions into the development of new electric hatchbacks, betting that the combination of affordability, efficiency, and advanced tech will spark a renaissance. Let's talk specifics. The Renault 5 E-Tech, set to launch in 2025, is more than just a nostalgic nod to the past. It boasts a retro-inspired design that tugs at the heartstrings of car lovers. But under the surface, It bristles with 21st-century technology, with a targeted range of nearly 250 miles on a single charge. According to the more stringent worldwide harmonized light vehicles test procedure, the 5e Tech aims to make electric mobility mainstream for city dwellers. As Matt Saunders of Autocar puts it, the Renault 5e Tech will leverage affordability and retro aesthetics to dominate the EV supermini sector. Fiat, too, is betting big on the hatchback's future. The upcoming Grande Panda, expected to debut in 2025, signals a fresh design direction for the Italian brand. James Atwood, another respected voice at Autocar, notes that the Grande Panda represents a fresh design philosophy for Fiat, prioritizing practicality and value. This isn't just about looking good. It's about creating cars that work for real people in real cities, day after day. And then there's the luxury end of the spectrum. The all-electric BMW i4 merges the sleek silhouette of the legendary 4 Series Gran Coupe with cutting-edge electric performance. BMW's CEO, Oliver Zipse, has made it clear. BMW is dedicated to spearheading the electric revolution with groundbreaking models like the i4. It's a signal that luxury and sustainability are no longer mutually exclusive, and that even premium brands see the future in compact, versatile formats. Industry analysts are bullish. Recent projections suggest that the global hatchback market could soar past $900 billion by the year 2030, riding a robust compound annual growth rate of around 8%. To put it in perspective, that's nearly $1 trillion sector, larger than the GDP of some entire countries. And it's not just about total sales. North America's steel wheel market for sedans and hatchbacks alone is expected to reach over $15 billion, signaling robust demand for components and supporting industries. But the road ahead is not without obstacles. Rising production costs, driven by both expensive new technologies and raw material price spikes, are putting pressure on automakers' margins. The cost of advanced driver assistance systems, or ADAS, has become a baseline expectation. Features like autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assists, and even partial self-driving capabilities are now standard, or soon will be. As Sam Abulsamid from Guidehouse Insights emphasizes, ADAS features are now essential, with consumers expecting them as standard inclusions in new vehicles. These features make cars smarter and safer, but they also make them more complex and expensive to build. Meanwhile, regulatory demands are ramping up. The incoming Euro 7 emission standards, championed by the European Commission, will require cars to emit less pollution and remain cleaner for longer. This means either cleaner combustion engines or a faster pivot to electric drivetrains, both of which demand significant investment. As a spokesperson from the EU Commission puts it, Euro 7 standards will guarantee cleaner, more sustainable vehicles, enhancing air quality and public health. And the affordability crisis looms large. In the United States and Europe, new vehicle transaction prices reached all-time highs in early 2024, putting pressure on buyers, especially younger ones and first-time car owners. Michelle Krebs from Cox Automotive sums it up. Affordability is paramount for car buyers, necessitating compelling options in the more accessible price ranges. This is where the hatchback's traditional strengths, low sticker prices, efficient engines, and low running costs can shine, provided automakers can keep costs in check. Yet the nature of car ownership itself is changing. The rise of car subscriptions and shared mobility services is disrupting the old model of buying and keeping a car for years. Instead, more people, especially in cities, are opting to subscribe to vehicles by the month or simply use car-sharing services for specific trips. Frost & Sullivan analysts highlight that these flexible mobility options are not just a passing fad, but a fundamental shift in automotive culture. Car subscriptions and shared mobility are redefining the automotive landscape, providing consumers with more adaptable and economical transportation solutions. This new reality presents both threats and opportunities for hatchbacks. On one hand, if fewer people own cars outright, demand for private hatchbacks could decline. On the other, hatchbacks are ideally suited for shared fleets. Their compact size, efficiency, and ease of use make them the perfect choice for city-based mobility services. Automakers are already experimenting with dedicated models for ride-sharing and subscription fleets, sometimes with modular interiors or enhanced connectivity features tailored for multiple users. So what does the future really hold for the hatchback? 3 main scenarios are taking shape. First, the electrification scenario. By the middle of the next decade, electric hatchbacks could become the default choice for urban drivers. The Renault 5e Tech, Fiat's Grande Panda, and Honda's Civic Hybrid, which achieves an EPA rated 50 miles per gallon in city driving, point the way forward. Solid-state batteries, a technology once considered science fiction, are now being actively developed. These batteries promise greater energy density, faster charging, and longer lifespans, addressing two of the biggest pain points for electric cars: range anxiety and charging convenience. Second, the tech integration scenario. Modern hatchbacks are becoming rolling computers, from 8-inch touchscreens with smartphone connectivity to advanced safety suites. Today's compact cars rival much larger vehicles in technology. The automotive cybersecurity market is booming, reflecting the need to protect these connected vehicles from digital threats. Interior design, too, is evolving. Automakers are experimenting with recycled plastics, eco-friendly fabrics, and even plant-based foams to reduce their environmental footprint. Imagine a hatchback interior made almost entirely from renewable or recycled materials, blending style, comfort, and sustainability. Third, the new ownership model scenario. As more drivers embrace car subscriptions, leasing, and sharing, hatchbacks could transition from individually owned assets to shared urban mobility tools. Automakers are already crafting business models around this shift, offering flexible subscription plans that bundle insurance, maintenance, and roadside assistance. For city dwellers who don't need a car every day, this could be a game changer, providing access to the latest tech and safety features without a long-term financial commitment. Let's not forget the importance of practicality and driving experience. Hallmarks of the hatchback. Reviewers like Ellis Hyde from Auto Express praise models like the Skoda Scala for their class-leading combination of space, quality, comfort, and value. Practicality is not just about boot size. It's about how easily you can load the car, how flat the seats fold, and whether the cabin layout makes everyday life easier. A hatchback must excel in the real world, not just on paper. Handling matters too. The best hatchbacks strike a balance between city agility and highway comfort, managing to be fun to drive while still soothing over bumps and potholes. Some, like the Mazda 3 or Volkswagen Golf, have become benchmarks, blending sharp steering with refined ride quality. Fuel economy remains a top priority, and not just for environmental reasons. With the cost of energy, whether gasoline, diesel, or electricity rising, the ability to go further on less is more important than ever. The Honda Civic Hybrid and other new models are setting new standards, proving that efficiency and performance can go hand in hand. Safety, meanwhile, is non-negotiable. High Euro NCAP ratings are just the starting point. Reviewers and buyers alike scrutinize braking performance, visibility, and the usability of driver assistance features. If lane-keeping tech is too aggressive or emergency braking is overly sensitive, it can be more of a hindrance than a help. Automakers are investing heavily in refining these systems, using real-world testing and feedback to make them both effective and user-friendly. Let's zoom out and consider the broader economic and societal implications. The global passenger car market is projected to reach nearly $3.5 trillion by the year 2034. That's an ecosystem of millions of jobs, from factory workers and engineers to dealership staff and software developers. The choices automakers make in the hatchback segment ripple outward, affecting not just car buyers, but entire communities and industries. As governments push for cleaner air and lower carbon emissions, automakers who master the art of the affordable, efficient, and sustainable hatchback will be well-positioned to lead. So what's in it for you? If you're thinking about your next car, hatchbacks remain one of the most compelling options. They offer smart packaging, convenience, and, thanks to the latest innovations, cutting-edge technology and safety. If low running costs, city-friendly sizing, or the latest in driver assistance appeal to you, today's hatchbacks deliver more than ever before. And if you care about the environment, keep an eye out for models with recycled interiors, hybrid or electric powertrains, and lower overall emissions. Even if you're not in the market to buy, understanding these trends can help you make smarter decisions about how you commute and spend your mobility budget. Car subscriptions and shared mobility platforms make it easier than ever to access the latest tech without a long-term commitment. For those with changing needs, say, a growing family one year or a new job in the city the next, the flexibility offered by the new generation of hatchbacks is invaluable. In the end, can hatchbacks truly reinvent themselves for the next generation? The answer is a resounding yes, but only if they continue to evolve. The winners in this new era will be those who blend tradition with technology, sustainability with style, and access with affordability. The hatchback may look different in the coming years, more electric, more connected, more integrated into shared services, but its core strengths could make it more relevant than ever. Here's a secret most people don't realize. The hatchback's greatest asset isn't just its boot space. It's adaptability, a design principle that has allowed hatchbacks to outlast dozens of automotive fads, from station wagons to minivans to the SUV craze. As long as they keep adapting, hatchbacks are not merely surviving. They're helping quietly shape the future of urban mobility, one street, one family, and one commute at a time. So as the world races toward a more connected, sustainable, and flexible future, don't write off the hatchback. It might just be the car that leads us into the next chapter of urban transportation. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the evolving story of hatchbacks, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. What do you think? Will your next car be an electric hatchback? Or will you join the wave of car subscribers and shared mobility users? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more fresh insights.